I meet him in the most unexpected of places. It's cliché, I know, but it's true. A bookstore tucked away in a quiet corner of the city. I'm browsing through the shelves, lost in the worlds created by words, when I notice him. He's standing there, engrossed in a book. His dark hair falls onto his forehead, and he pushes it back absent-mindedly. His lips move as he reads, and there's a furrow on his brow, as if he's trying to decipher the universe hidden within those pages. I can't help but steal glances at him. Days turn into weeks, and I find myself visiting the bookstore more often than I'd like to admit. It's not just the books that draw me in now. It's him. Our encounters are brief. Just stolen looks and hesitant smiles. I start to wonder if he even notices me, or if I'm just another face in the crowd. One day, as I'm scanning the shelves, our fingers brush against each other as we both reach for the same book. The contact is electric, sending shivers down my spine. Our eyes lock for a moment, and I see a hint of a smile playing on his lips. "You have good taste in books," he says, his voice sending warmth through me. We start talking. About books, of course. But the conversations quickly move beyond that. We share our thoughts on life, dreams, and everything in between. Our meetings become longer, more intentional. I learn about his passions, and he learns about mine. It's like discovering a kindred spirit, someone who understands me in a way no one else ever has. But there's a complication. He's not just a fellow book lover, he's also a man, and so am I. The realization hits me like a ton of bricks. I've never felt this way about another man before, and it terrifies me. It's a love that society has labeled as forbidden, but my heart refuses to listen. As our connection deepens, so do my feelings. I find myself falling for him, and it's a tumultuous mix of emotions. There's fear, uncertainty, but also an overwhelming sense of joy whenever I'm around him. It's a love that I never asked for, never expected, but can't ignore. We steal moments together, hidden away from prying eyes. Our stolen kisses and secret touches are like a lifeline, keeping me afloat in this sea of conflicting emotions. I wish I could shout my love from the rooftops, but I also understand the reality of the world we live in. And so I continue to navigate this uncharted territory, a world of forbidden love, societal expectations, and the undeniable truth of my feelings. It's a roller coaster of emotions, a journey of self-discovery and a battle against the norms that try to hold us back. But for now, in these stolen moments, it's just him and me, writing our own story in the pages of our hearts, a story of love that defies labels and expectations. Our love story continues, but it's not without its challenges. As our connection grows stronger, I can't help but notice a hesitance in him. There's something he's not telling me, something that casts a shadow over our blossoming romance. One evening, as we sit in our favorite hidden corner of the bookstore, I decide to broach the subject. The air is thick with unspoken words, and I can't bear the weight of his silence any longer. "Is something bothering you?" I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. He looks down at his hands, fingers tracing the cover of a book absent-mindedly. "I need to be honest with you," he finally says, his voice tinged with sadness. My heart clenches. I already know what's coming, yet I'm not prepared for the words that follow. "I care about you, more than I've cared about anyone in a long time," he starts, his gaze finally meeting mine. "But I can't. I can't commit to a relationship right now." The words hit me like a punch to the gut. I had hoped for a different outcome, but deep down, I sensed his hesitation all along. "Why?" The word escapes my lips before I can stop it. A mix of frustration and longing lacing my tone. He sighs, his eyes reflecting the turmoil within. "It's complicated. There are things in my life, things I'm dealing with. I just can't give you what you deserve. I want to argue, to fight for us, but I also understand that love doesn't always conquer everything. Sometimes, circumstances and personal struggles create insurmountable barriers. I'm not asking for a grand commitment," I say, my voice softer now. I just want to be with you, to share this connection we have. He looks torn between his feelings for me and the weight of whatever he's carrying. I know, he replies, his voice almost a whisper, and I wish things were different. Silence settles between us, heavy with unspoken emotions. I trace the outline of a heart on the table, my mind racing with thoughts and feelings that I struggle to put into words. We can't choose who we fall in love with, I say finally, my voice breaking the silence, but we can choose how we navigate it. He reaches out and covers my hand with his, a sad smile playing on his lips. You deserve someone who can give you all of themselves. And what if that someone is you? I ask, my heart laid bare in those words. He looks at me, his eyes holding a mixture of longing and regret. I need time to figure things out, to heal. I nod, understanding that I can't force him into something he's not ready for. Love isn't always neat and convenient. It's messy and complicated, but it's also worth fighting for. And so we find ourselves at a crossroads. A love that's deep and real, but a timing that's just not in sync. As we part that evening, our hands reluctantly letting go. I hold on to the hope that someday the stars will align for us. Until then, I'll continue to cherish the stolen moments, the stolen glances, and the stolen kisses that make up our bittersweet love story. Weeks have passed since that heart-wrenching conversation. I've been trying to carry on, to keep myself busy with work, friends, and of course, my beloved books. But he's never far from my thoughts, a constant presence in the back of my mind. One day, as I'm walking down the bustling city streets, I see him. My heart skips a beat, and for a moment, I'm paralyzed by a mix of emotions. He's walking hand in hand with someone else, a smile on his face as he talks to the person beside him. I stop in my tracks, hidden in the crowd, my eyes fixed on the scene before me. A pang of jealousy and sadness shoots through me, and I feel like a spectator in my own life. It's as if the ground beneath me has shifted, and I'm struggling to find my footing. I watch them from a distance, unable to tear my eyes away. They seem happy, comfortable in each other's presence. The person he's with looks at him with adoration, and it's a sight that stabs at my heart. The reality hits me like a ton of bricks. He's moving on, finding happiness with someone else. The love that I thought was so unique and special now feels like a cruel joke. It's a harsh reminder that life doesn't always go according to our wishes, that sometimes the person we love chooses a different path. I turn away, my vision blurred by unshed tears. It feels like a physical ache in my chest, a pain that's difficult to put into words. I walk aimlessly, my mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. The streets that once felt familiar now seem foreign, as if the world itself has shifted in response to my heartache. As the days turn into weeks, I try to come to terms with what I saw. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but I know I can't hold on to someone who isn't meant to be mine. I remind myself that love is not possessive. It's about wanting the best for the other person, even if it means letting them go. I find solace in my books, losing myself in their pages as I try to heal. I lean on my friends, who offer comfort and understanding without needing to pry. And slowly, the ache in my chest starts to subside, replaced by a bittersweet acceptance of the situation. Life goes on, as it always does. The city bustles with activity, and I find myself smiling again, even if it's a little forced at times. I've learned that the heart is resilient, that it has the capacity to heal even from the deepest wounds. I still think of him, of the stolen moments we shared and the love we felt. It's a chapter of my life that I'll always carry with me, a reminder of the complexities of the heart. And as I turn the pages of my own story, I'm hopeful that one day I'll find a love that's meant to be, a love that's reciprocated, unwavering, and unencumbered by the weight of circumstances. Life has a funny way of surprising us when we least expect it. After some time had passed since the heartache of watching him move on, I found myself opening up to new possibilities. I had reconnected with my passion for photography, exploring the city through the lens of my camera. And it was during one of these outings that I stumbled upon a quaint cafe nestled in a quiet corner. As I walked in, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee enveloped me, and my eyes were drawn to a figure hunched over a sketchbook at a corner table. The cafe was nearly empty, save for a few scattered patrons lost in their own worlds. Something about this person's focused intensity captured my attention. I ordered my coffee and settled into a seat nearby, occasionally stealing glances at the mysterious sketch artist. Their hands moved with purpose, pencil lines creating intricate patterns on the paper. It was as if they were channeling their thoughts and emotions onto the page, letting the sketches tell a story only they could understand. After a while, curiosity got the better of me, and I mustered the courage to strike up a conversation. I approached their table, my heart pounding a bit faster than usual. "Hi there," I said, a friendly smile on my lips. They looked up, their eyes meeting mine, and I was taken aback by the depth of emotion I saw within them. "Hello," they replied, their voice soft and tinged with a hint of surprise. "I couldn't help but notice your artwork. It's truly captivating," I continued, my gaze shifting to the sketchbook. A small smile tugged at the corners of their lips. "Thank you. It's my way of making sense of the world, I suppose." We began to talk, and as the conversation flowed, I felt a connection that was both unexpected and exhilarating. Their name was Atlas, a name that held a sense of strength and adventure. Atlas was an artist who found beauty in the everyday, and their words resonated with me in ways I hadn't anticipated. We shared stories, dreams, and laughter as the hours passed. The cafe transformed from a quiet haven to a space filled with our animated conversations. There was a comfort in the way our words danced between us, like two souls finally finding their rhythm. Days turned into weeks, and Atlas became a constant presence in my life. We explored the city together, capturing moments through their sketches and my photographs. It felt like a creative partnership, a collaboration that breathed life into our artistic endeavors. With Atlas, the wounds of the past began to heal, and I found myself opening up to the possibility of love once again. It was a different kind of love, one built on mutual respect, shared passions, and a genuine understanding of each other's quirks and complexities. As our connection deepened, I realized that sometimes the most unexpected encounters can lead to the most beautiful connections. Atlas had become my muse, a guiding star in the tapestry of my life. And as we continued to explore the world together, hand in hand, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the serendipity that had brought us together.